Continue. Tak start lagi kan? Okay. Berapa start ni? So, 8:24.
Ika boleh start share screen lah dok.
Huh?
Ika boleh start share screen lah kan?
Apa dia?
Boleh start share screen. Boleh. Mana tutup dulu
Zee,
tadi.
boleh kata? Boleh lah tu. Kak Mina rasa boleh dah.
Mana Ika?
Boleh tutup.
Ika nak share screen.
Dia hilang semuanya. Sekejap
Siapa share screen? Tak apa. Relax kah?
Kak Nur rasa dia tak tahu link untuk cari apa, tak boleh nak masuk kan?
Gini Kak Nur, kalau ada yang tanya Kak Nur bagilah link baru tu. Sebabnya Z pun dah masuk dalam channel tu, sebenarnya sepatutnya dia kena masuk dalam channel dulu. Dalam channel segala perubahan berlaku ada di situ kan.
Tapi ada tu
ada dah.
Anak-anak
Kak Nur. Anak-anak Z lah ni, duk mana ni? Mari kedok ni. Aduh. Tapi tak apa, buka juga hot tu. Okey, dia boleh duduk sekali ke?
Yeah. Tapi rasa boleh pun dah. Sikit kalau buka sekali.
Tak apa, Z tengok. Tu ada Kak Nur dah tu. Okey je. Enable ke Kak Nur? Lah ni kita berapa? 17.
17.
Adalah lah. Dia baru buka hot link, hot kemarin pun dia buka sama.
Nama Mazinah muda kita ni.
Okey, ada dua co-host itu. Z leave dulu deh. Kak Rin deh. Sebab Z nak pergi ada urusan kejap. Kak Rin Z masuk keluar. Mazinah muda sikit malam ni. Okay, thank you. Good luck Kak Nur. Anak-anak tolong ajak lagi ramai-ramai kawan supaya kita sama-sama belajar pi malam ni. Cikgu pun dari kereta mungkin belajar jugalah. Okay, Assalamualaikum.
Kak Nur, background ring tu tak nampak terbalik dah kan? Betul dah ni?
Boleh start ke ni?
Okay, boleh. Sorry deh. Ganggu bising sikit. Nanti Kak Zia akan recording and then good luck Shafika, good luck Kak Ami and Kak Eli. Assalamualaikum.
Bila boleh nak start ke ni?
Boleh lah kot.
Dah boleh start dah?
Kita sementara 2 minit lagi. Tunggu.
Kami yang tak sabar.
Okay, thank you ya.
Kami kenaling. Ada beratlah. The participant, how many of them already? 156. Okay. Oops. Boleh start Kak Ika? Kak Ayana boleh start dah? Shall we? Ke tunggu lagi? Let's go. Muhammad Anas.
Sekarang kita ada 195. Kita ni
So we're going to wait for berapa orang lagi?
200. Hit
Tunggu
200.
dulu. Okay. Azri to everyone. Yeah, baby, let's go. Wake up, Azri.
Toilet na po. Ada இது சாப்பிட்டுல போனா போய் படுவேன்.
Betul lah.
Boleh dah?
Jam.
Boleh? Okay. Alright. So Assalamualaikum and a very good evening to all of you here, teachers and students, of course. So here for tonight's session, first of all, I would like to thank Majlis MGC Kelantan for organizing such event here, a program here for the benefits of our Kelantan students this year as part of our responsibility. And I've been following the program this week, and it is something good for our Kelantan state. And
link tu
on
lah
behalf
Kak Nawin lah link
of
baru.
Ika dengarkan guys? Boleh ya? Okay. So on behalf of MDC Kelantan, we teachers are glad that there are many of you here who have shown your interest in the subject by joining our program tonight and willing to sacrifice your time. So what I can say is thank you so much, guys. Right? So before we start, let us recite a brief dua. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. Wassallallahu ala sayyidina Muhammad wa ala alihi wasallam. Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin. Okay. So first of all, our presenter today is, let me introduce our presenter today, the cantik manis teacher Shafika. Puan Shafika Ameera binti Salleh. She is a guru Cemerlang Bahasa Inggeris from SM Sains Pasir Puteh, Kelantan. Okay, so let me introduce her to you, a little bit about her. She hails from Johor, isn't it, Pika?
Yeah. The Kingdom of Johor.
Macam Kelantan dah. Okay, she hails from Johor. She has been teaching in a number of schools before, such as SM Sains Sumber, SM Agama Persekutuan Bentuk, and currently teaching at SM Sains Pasir Puteh. All right. She had completed her degree. Ada tak? Boleh? She had completed her degree in Bachelor of Education, TESOL, from Plymouth Marjon University, UK. Okay. So as per her note in our group, that she said that the main objective is to identify the situation, the issues and the insecurity that students have been going through when it comes to English. So hopefully tonight you are going to have a time for you to get some or to improve your English knowledge, and hopefully all can gain useful knowledge, content in the subject. As you know that English is not only for the sake of sitting for the exam, it's for the benefit of everyday use. So it is better for you to understand and use it correctly. All right. So without further delay, let us. I will let Teacher Shafika to bring on a topic tonight. Okay. So before that, let me remind you of certain manners while we are joining our program here. Okay. So show respect, try to focus, listen attentively. If you have any question, just write down on the chat box, or you can ask the question. We just on the mic and ask the questions. Okay, but politely. All right. So Ika,
Okay.
goes to you.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Can you hear me clearly?
Yes, teacher.
Okay.
Yes, teacher.
Good to know. Okay. Before we proceed, I think I don't have to introduce myself. Puan Akimi has introduced me to you. I believe that answers all questions. Anyhow, before we go to the next slide, can we just spend a few seconds to read the Surah Ash-Shar, Alam Nashrah? Please do. Okay. Okay, so as starter, before we go deeper into whatever that I wish to share, I want to highlight the fact that tonight's session will simply be a sharing session in which I wish to explore and like dive into whatever feelings you have pertaining English language subject. And my role here is that I want you to accept me not just as a teacher, but as a friendly tutor who want to try to understand you. Okay, so please put aside any ill intention, any ill perception, and let's just try to be friendly and super supportive of each other today. Okay, so if you have any question, don't be reluctant to ask. If you are shy to ask verbally, then you can simply write it in chat, and perhaps we will find some time at the end of the session to address all those questions. Okay, but if you wish to wait until the end of the session, there would be one platform before we finish where I will allow you to post as much questions as you want. Okay, so please go to www.wooclap.com, and the code is here. If you wish to scan the QR code, I will give you one now. Okay. Okay, 1 second. Okay. Can you see the QR code?
Yes, madam. Can you wait a second?
Yep, sure. I'll wait a few seconds before I go to the next slide. Okay, are you all ready?
Yes, teacher.
Okay, let's go to the next one. Okay, so I just want you to be sharing some hope about tonight's sharing session. What do you expect me to address? What do you want me to help you with? So even though I have planned out everything that I'm going to say tonight, if we have some time, then we could do, address those issues. And if we don't have enough time, then I will be sure to address them in the next sessions. Okay. We've got idea on writing. Someone is sad. Sob. We've got someone from Indonesia, apparently. Essays, gain more knowledge, information, test, hope, confidence. That's fast. Essays. Okay, that's very fast. Okay, let's wait until it loads up. Got about 30. I will change it to this one. I think this will make it easy. It's easier to read this way, right? Grammar, writing, vocab. Super excited. You just want to be excited tonight? Okay, we've got tips for speaking. Okay. Marking on essays. Okay. Knowledge. I want to learn how to increase my confidence. Your writing is bad. Okay, we will try to do something about that. Okay, but from looking at this in one go, I noticed that most of you are worried about your grammar, writing, and speaking. I don't think I have seen any word of reading. Okay. Okay, we've got 67 and counting. Writing tips. English is so hard. We will try to make it easy. Anything that uses English, what do you mean? Vocab and grammar. Okay. Tip to speak fluently for your speaking test, okay? Confidently and fluently. Tips for English, okay. So just a few on reading. I don't see any listening. Most of you are talking about speaking, grammar, and writing. Confidence also, okay. So reading is okay. Okay. Okay, give me a few seconds, please. Okay, so those are your objectives for tonight's session. If you are still not aware, we have about 4 series, and I've got several speakers who are going to take turn to talk to you about English language. And from what I know is that on the third week, on the third Tuesday, there will be a speaker from SMK. Oh God, I forgot. Okay, I forgot. SMK Candice, who will be addressing on ways to improve your speaking skills. And you will also be addressing your speaking and also listening skills. So okay, I will be sure to inform them about your worries. Okay. Okay. So mostly are about writings, typical Malaysian students issues. Okay, I will now show you. Okay, so these are my objectives for tonight's session. We will not be addressing any specific skill yet. Tonight will be, as I told you, a starter, meaning we will just warm up a bit. And perhaps if some of you are thinking that English is too difficult, it's not a subject that is easy to get A. So I hope that by the end of tonight's session, I get to change your perception lah. Okay. So the first one is I wish to raise awareness that getting an A for English is doable and achievable. Second is to highlight some learning techniques to improve English proficiency, something that you can do by yourself when you are given the privilege of learning at home with your devices and internet, right? Okay, so the third is to instill interest and love for English language. If you have not loved it, then you should start loving it. And number 4 would be to inform students about what they should achieve. So I will be informing you lah what will be expected out of as an SPM student for SPM 2021. So if we can see the objective clearly, if we know where to go exactly, then it will be easier for us to like make our path towards there. Kan? It's easier for us to achieve objectives if we know exactly how many marks are we going to get, which part are we weak at, what should we address and what not. Okay. Are you with me so far?
Of course, madam.
teacher.
Okay.
Yes.
Am I too fast?
No.
Oh, okay, good. Should I go like faster?
No, Ika, you're doing
No.
fine.
I
No,
think you're
teacher.
doing fine. You're
Teacher.
doing perfect.
It's
Okay.
fine,
Teacher.
doing it moderate pace. Okay, it's great now.
Okay. Sweet talkers, nah. Okay, before this, we will then go back to our WooClap. Do you still have your WooClap on?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
so I will show you the next one. Let's start with something big. Where do you wish to pursue your studies? You can choose a few selections, I think. You can simply click at wherever place that you wish to go to. Is it doable? Okay, good. I see someone there already. Wow, so many people want to go to Europe. One to the UK, I think. Okay, I'm bad with geography, so I will not be commenting where you are going to. But many of you are going to Aussie. Some people, I think, are going in
Oh, I
the
think
sea.
mostly those I just randomly shooting in a different continent.
Randomly. So you are just going to like apply to several universities and see which one will take you.
Probably like a random roulette.
Really? You're going to put your luck on a roulette? Many of you
No.
wish to study in, okay, a lot of you wish to go to Europe. Some of you wish to go to Aussie. Wow, this is surprising. Africa, what are you going to learn? What are you going to learn there? Tell me. Who's going to learn this octopus? Okay. Okay, if you have not been informed yet, if you wish to apply for a scholarship, whatever scholarship it is, normally and typically all scholarships require you to gain at least an A solid for English. And some scholarships, not much, but some would accept A minus for English. Okay, so that is one of the factors as why you should improve your English proficiency. Okay. Even though you wish to pursue other than TESOL, for instance, engineering, you know, other things, medicine and whatnot, you still have to achieve A solid in English. Okay, some are quite late because they catch the late flights, I think. Okay, good. At least now I know that you have the dream, you have the wish to go somewhere, right? Okay, good. Okay, next. Okay, which skills do you like best out of the four? For this one, I think you can simply like grab it and drag it according to whatever position you like it. So if you like writing first, then you can grab writing up, drag it. Is it possible to do?
Yes.
Okay. How do I see the response? Okay, it's like that. Okay. Okay. I haven't seen any speaking being the first one. So that these are three absolute different matches. Okay. Some of you like reading, many of you, the majority, not yet the majority, but most of you like reading more than others. Speaking being the last one, yeah? Oh, you have reading at the last position. Okay, okay. Okay. So I think because you like reading, you are the people who prefers to not have a session on reading kot, ya ni? Listening and writing. You've got 91 responses, but not many are counted. Okay, these are most frequent. Okay, I get it now. Okay, I think I can take this as the first, the most frequent lah, the 17. Maybe the others have really random arrangements. Yeah. Okay, give me a few seconds. Okay, the next one would be, I need another response here. Why do you think we should be proficient in English? So share with me what teenagers like you think. Why do you think we have to be good at English language? Why should we be able to speak well? Why should we be able to read and understand English well? And so on. Okay, so let me know. Okay, we're still waiting for the results. Oh, okay. Number 2 and number 1 being the highest scored. The second being the highest to apply for scholarships. One of the strongest reasons, yeah. Okay, the first one is the highest now. Okay, let's just wait a few more seconds so that the results settle. Just check your chat. I'm somewhat glad because number 5 is not given that much score. Is it because you're watching K-dramas and movies with Malay subtitles?
I don't watch K-drama.
Okay, what about movies? I just don't have any specific choice of, dramas. If you watch Japanese anime and whatnot, they are all accepted as well. But do you normally prefer the subtitles of Bahasa or English?
English.
For me, it's English.
English, since I'm used to it.
You're used to it, so you just listen. You don't need the subtitles.
I was technically forced to study in English when I was younger, so I'm used to it.
Good. That is the importance of exposing yourself to as much language as you can, yeah? So good job. Kudos your parents. Okay, I think the results has settled. Not yet. But from what you can see, to get a good job is ranked first. That is actually correct. To be able to get a good job, no matter in what field is it, you need to have a good grasp of English proficiency. You should be able to also have good communication skills. And I tell you, because I looked at the chat, and some of you, I think many of you are worried about your grammar, right? To get a good job, you are not going to be tested on your grammar, so don't worry about it. And grammar is really something that Malaysian students are over worrying about. You overthink about it. You should not let your fear of grammar accuracy to stop you from trying more, to speak more, and to be better at English. So we will talk about that a bit later, okay? Okay, good. To get a job, to apply for scholarships, to converse or talk with others, to pass exam. Okay, we will now go to this one. Okay, I will talk just briefly about what is expected of you as an SPM candidate for the new format of CEFR aligned SPM. Before that, can I just have like a quick response as to whether you know the new format or not yet? Have you been informed of the new format?
No.
Yeah.
Not really. Yes.
Not really. How? Meaning you just know a bit?
Was supposed to be tonight.
Mhm.
So I don't know.
But your teachers are going to do it?
Probably, I guess. Not sure.
Oh no, I remember now. They do release it. For my school, they do release a little bit of the format, like the writing exam. For the other stuff, I kind of forgot. So sorry.
Are you a Form 4 student?
No, I'm a Form 5.
You are a Form 5. So what kind of exam did you have when we were still in school last June? I mean, did you get a chance to sit for your mid-year exam?
No.
So there was perhaps a test, but not according to new format?
No, sorry, no.
No, okay, it's okay. I actually, before I prepared all this, I was contemplating whether I should be educating you on the new format, but in the end, I ended up not doing it because I thought that the majority of the students would have been informed already. So let us see what happens within a week. If you are still not aware of the new format, then perhaps we can talk about that. Okay. But anyhow, I will later be going to show you a bit about the format, but not just going into details of the task types and whatnot. Okay. So I hope that helps a bit. Okay, so if you look at this one, okay, this shows the standard of English that you should have acquired. This is for Malaysian students, yeah? You are currently here in B1 and you are going to graduate soon. If you are in Form 5, whereby if you are in Form 4, then you are just in the B1 mid, okay, mid-range. But if you are going to graduate, meaning if you are an SPM student, you are expected to achieve somewhere here. Okay, it's not working. Okay, so towards B2, but not yet towards B2. So this is the minimum requirement lah, supposedly. Okay. Oh, this is taking a while. Okay. Meaning, the minimum standard would be B1 high. If you have better acquisition, then you will be going into B2 and C1. Not a problem. That means it's good lah. But at least now you should be able to be at B1 high level. I will talk further about this. Okay, so this seems a bit complicated and, you know, too wordy, but I hope that you can just bear with me a bit. So these are the things that you are supposed to be achieving. You should have completed or you should be able to do all this before your SPM, because the SPM would be testing you on this level, B1. Okay, so B1, there is a set of vocabulary that you are expected to master by the end of your year of your Form 5 curriculum. If you want to look at them more closely, then you can refer to your full blast and download textbook. At the end of the book, there is a list of vocabulary and glossary that you can refer to. So if you would like to know whether you are still in B1 or you are already in B2, or perhaps you were still in A1 or at A2, then you should take a look at those lists and see if you have any difficulty in understanding those words. Okay, so that is one easy way to distinguish your level for now lah, for the time being. Also, later I will be sharing with you some links which you can access, and you can simply answer a few questions, and that will help you to determine where you are now, whether you are a B1 user, a B2 user, or a C1 user. Okay. So let's not worry about this one so much. This is for something that your teacher should worry about. But if you can understand most of the lessons that your teachers has carried out, then you really have no problem to be here lah, B1 high too. Okay. Okay, I will briefly talk about the difference between the SPM and CEFR aligned, yeah. Okay, this is the old one. We used to have only 2 papers, mainly on writing and reading and grammar, because it involves a lot of marks for writing. Okay, so the 2 allocation marks are 85 and 70. And the total, the mark that you get for your SPM would be the mean of the 2 marks too. Okay, so the 2 marks are added and then divided by 155 times 100, and that's your SPM result. Whereby the new one, CEFR, it's more comprehensive because it will be testing on all 4 skills. Before this, for the past SPM, oral skills, meaning speaking skills, were tested, but it was just class-based, and it is not like recorded in your SPM results. It does not actively and strongly affecting your results. But for the new one, the CEFR aligned, you have to make sure that your skills are all balanced, meaning you should be able to master all 4 skills: the reading, writing, speaking, and listening. You can't be just mastering 1 or 2 skills only, because the marks, the weightage will be 25% each. So if you can only like do 2 skills, you can speak and listen to English really well, but then you don't like hone your skills, you don't sharpen your skills in reading and writing much, because you think okay je, tak apa. So that will bring down your marks, unfortunately. So it's unlike before, where if you are good at writing, then it would help your mark greatly. But this time around, we should be an all-rounder, meaning you should be able to speak well, write well, read well, and also listen well. So, okay, that brings me to this one. 1 second. What I can say is that English language is not something you can memorize. It's unlike the subject sejarah. It's unlike the subject physics and kimia, where you can simply memorize some facts and some formulas and that's it. Even though partly I would somehow support my students if they wish to memorize and to thoroughly understand the concept of grammar, as in, you know, memorizing the formula. If you get the formula of grammar, then you have no problem in writing accurately pun. But I want to highlight the fact that English language is a skill that needs continuous efforts, meaning you have to practice it. It's as if you are baking, you know, if we are baking a cake, we have never baked a cake before, but we have got the recipe, we can try baking it out, right? But for the first try, we failed, the cake deflate or something, or the oven like exploded or something. We will be trying again to make sure that we get to master the skills of baking. So it's the same concept. If you try to perfect something, it needs continuous effort and not just like a one-off effort. Okay, you try and then, oh, tak boleh lah, so you stop. So that is a really negative attitude. Some of you were talking about grammar, kan? Okay. What I can deduce is that personally, yeah, this is my very personal response as an English teacher. So before this, you would be prioritizing grammar a lot because, as you can see, the past SPM for paper 1, it's mainly on essay sahaja. So that contributes to 85 marks. So kalau grammar teruk, most likely your mark will be brought down. Whereby for the current format, in which you have 4 papers, and okay, let's talk about writing sahaja. For writing only, you have 20 marks per essay. And the 20 marks are divided into 4 aspects pula. Tu big kelate I. Okay, 4 marks. The 4 aspects would be the content, the communicative competence, is it? The language and also the objective. So language tu 5 je. Faham tak? So stop worrying about your grammar. Teacher, grammar I tak boleh. Teacher, I tak boleh catch it. Ni grammar I teruk ni. Teacher, I would sound like a duck or whatever. So I don't want to hear those excuses. Sebabnya the current English kan, they no longer like putting all weight and all focus and pressure on the grammar itself sahaja. So I had the privilege of visiting some British schools when I was in the UK. We looked at the essays, you know, of the secondary schools essays, the K12, K11 essays, and they are also full of grammatical errors. It's just like our situations in which we are Malaysian, we have our own Bahasa Malaysia, but not many can write as good as A. Samad Said. I cannot A. Samad Said je lah because he is, you know, not during my time, but he was famous during my time. Faham tak? Even though we are Malaysians, even though we speak Bahasa every single day and most hours of our life, kan, we still have difficulties in understanding certain peribahasa, certain simpulan bahasa, kan, certain words like menggumam, whatever it is. So, faham tak? You just need to make sure that you try to improve your language. Because it's language, it's similar to Bahasa Malaysia. You still need to study for it. You still need to practice writing the essays. You still need to try speaking and listening to like syarahan Bahasa Melayu and whatever, because you need the exposure to. The more you are exposed to, then the more you get and you can produce. Okay? Okay. Baking ke? I don't sound baking kan?
No.
No, that's healthy.
You may do.
All right. Okay. So this is the allocations of the marks and time for the new format. So I told you that there would be 4 formats, 4 papers, kan? So this would respectively be testing each of your skills, the grammar will go into writing lah mostly. Okay, and a bit on listening, but don't worry too much because compared to before, grammar really contributes to a huge portion of your marks. So no need to worry dah. Sekarang ni, we will be focusing on your fluency, on your confidence. If you are not confident to talk, then we can't do anything dah because you don't have the motivation to. Okay, but trust me, if you show more interest, if you know that you can improve too, your teachers will be able to do so much more for you. Okay, the difference, if you notice, I think some of you would be comparing this to the PT3. When you said for your PT3, you had 4 papers as well, right? Okay, so it's quite similar, but a bit different in the task types too. So as I showed you earlier, I showed you the bar chart, kan? Okay. When you are in Form 3, the language is much easier. It's much lower and much easier to understand lah. So now it's a bit more challenging, more demanding. Okay, so this is the mark allocation. Even though the marks are different, but they all will contribute to your 25% of your mark. Okay, so if I told you that, I think we have the time. I will show you that later. Okay, I will show you how the marks affect each other. Okay. Now, I want you to tell me, why do you think? Why do you feel that English language subject is difficult? Share your view. You should return to the Woo Clap earlier and write your views there, here. Okay, so that should do.
Teacher.
Yeah.
I completely screwed up. Actually, I completely forgot my school already did the midterm test. I've just completely slipped out of my mind about it. So
okay,
I need to explain here. Correct myself here.
Okay, no worries, no worries. Don't worry. Did your teacher just call and like scold you or something?
No, my friends. And I
Okay.
completely got slammed.
Nah, it's okay. It's normal. I have gotten some private messages saying they are worried about grammar. Some of you were also saying that they watch with English subs, so that is really good. Plus, if you opt for Bahasa subtitle, it sounds weird, kan? And most of the time it's in Indonesia punya bahasa, kan? So that will affect your, the mood to watch the movie. Malay just awkward. Kan. Somebody is asking, teacher, can I get a code? Oh, it's for, okay, somebody has responded. Thank you, Fatima Jua.
Because some of our students are having problem with translating. Can you explain to them on that?
Direct translation?
That's a problem, the main problem.
Google teacher.
Okay. Okay, I've gone through all chat so far, no questions. Okay, about grammar too. Just now I have mentioned a bit about grammar, kan? Okay, now looking at your responses. This, my screen is sure very colorful. That is very similar to what I have on my iPad when my daughter borrows it. It's full of, Picasso artwork. I'm not good in writing, vocab and grammar and vocab, grammar and speaking, vocab, when to use past tense. Okay, so tenses, grammar, speaking with my foreign friend because it sounds voodoo. So yeah, you want the slang or what? Okay. Because sometimes I can remember the sentence that okay, that's not complete. That I what? That I write. Speaking on a little bit of writing. Easier than other subjects. Okay, I like that. I like your attitude. Speaking payah tak menghayati, listening to English speaking people speak. You are also, I believe that you are aware that when you watch YouTube, it's now, you can now opt for the auto subtitle kan. So I believe that helps a lot too. The grammar, and there's a lot of meaning in a single word that can cause confusion in the brain. Okay. Everyone's vocabulary. Is that Vincenzo hand? I see that. No, English is not difficult. Just focus on your grammar, speaking with good grammar. Is that the reason why many of you are like reluctant to speak English because you are worried that people will laugh at you due to grammar? Because I cannot understand it. So the Bahasa, it's 9:15. Okay, good attitude. Nothing, since for me English is easy, one of the easiest, perhaps the easiest. Grammar and the confidence. Okay, I will simply be sharing some views about the issues that you share here. First of all, the confidence kan. I think the confidence is very much related to the fact that you are worried about your grammar. Because you are concerned that your friends and your teachers perhaps are going to like judge you for your grammar, for the speed of your speech, I mean the fluency. And perhaps some of you feel quite intimidated by those friends who speak very fast with a slang. Kan? Okay. Even though slang itu slang sendiri je. Okay. But many people, even though not just in English context kan, in other subjects pun sebenarnya we would feel quite inferior of the other students of our classmates who are doing much better in that particular subject kan. So when your teachers are asking you to like talk about something in class, you would end up saying, no, I'm not ready, no, and you just refuse to talk because you have a friend who is good in English in that class. This is a behavior that you should change, You should be very supportive of each other, because I would take it positively. Like if I have a really fluent student in my class, if that person helps me, then I have another friend, I have a companion who can talk to me a lot in English. So the more I help people, then the more I would feel more supported, and I get a lot more practice then, because English is all about practice kan. When I was in my secondary school, I transferred to a new school, and my new school had Chinese, Indian, Christian friends lah. So I chose to be close friends with these people, a few Malays, some Indians, some Chinese, because I noticed that they love talking, they love speaking English to one another, and in a supportive way, meaning because you are all students, just how good your language can be. Not that I am undermining anyone, but I am saying if you are of the same age as that one person too, then that one person tu, your friend tu, lebih kurang you dah language dia. Because you are studying in the same school, you are learning from the same teacher. So why should you feel so inferior about that person? Another one would be your motivation and also your interest to learn pula. If you have the motivation to improve, then you would put everything aside. I also hope that you get to tackle the issue of your confidence, because when you are going to be tested for speaking test 2, there would be external examiner who is going to assess you. Your teacher will only be there to help you with the flow of the whole test. But your teacher cannot help you with in any way possible, unlike in your PT3. Meaning she can't simply like give you 1 or 2 words or like give one sentence and ask you to continue. That is no longer possible. So try to deal with your confidence issue too. I think I really have to highlight the fact that you should not worry about speaking accurate English all the time. What matters is that a message is conveyed, meaning when you talk, the message goes to the person you are talking to. As long as the other person understands, then that means the message is conveyed. The mission is accomplished. Okay. So many of you are so worried about grammar. Okay, we will be sharing some tips and techniques to improve your grammar later, and vocab as well. So we will just be looking at the issues dulu, okay? You are worried about because you don't have any advanced word, vocab, writing. Many of you are worried about writing, yeah? It sounds voodoo again. Are you really worried about your slang? You don't need to, you know, because later when you finish your SPM, when you get your result, when you are offered a scholarship, you get to go somewhere, you will sound exactly like the people there. If you go to Aussie, then you will sound like the Aussies lah. You know, you will adopt this. If you want to improve though, kan, I will just share a few tips now, yeah. If you wish to improve, what I think is doable is that you have internet quota, you have YouTube, you always access to YouTube, kan? You always have access to YouTube. Therefore, whenever you watch YouTube, find some documentary or, you know, some vlog where you can turn on the subtitles, and once the speaker to speak one sentence, pause and then try repeating it again. So it's the same method that you are adopting foreign languages like Korean and whatnot. How do you think some students who love watching Korean dramas are able to say certain Korean words very fluently and they sound like very Korean-ish? Kan? Okay, so it's because they keep repeating the word again and again. And I would also relate to reciting Quran lah. When we recite Quran, kan, we have this tajweed that we have to like adhere to. We have to focus on each letter and whatnot, kan. So by focusing on each letter in the word of English too, you will sound very English, trust me. Okay, what is affecting your flow of speech now and your pronunciation, what more slang, is that you worry about your grammar so much. That is one. So you stutter. So you, when you speak, you stop like so that stops your brain from like focusing on how to pronounce certain words. Okay, so when you stutter tu, when you cakap pun dah sekat-sekat tu, it's hard for you to come up with a good rhythm or a good music, a good slang for your sentence. Whereby if you relax a bit, find some confidence to speak and don't rush, because you are not worried about what people will say about you and whatnot, then you will find enough time just to prepare yourself to speak one whole sentence with good pronunciation and with some slang. Let it be lah kalau bodoh a bit pun. It's expensive, okay? the speaking test is too scary. I think it's okay
Teacher,
because-
how about
yeah.
yourself? How can you be so confident in talking in front of people, even though sometimes the slang can come out of nowhere?
Really? Let me be honest with you. I have quite a low confidence myself. I believe so lah. Before this, I didn't stutter, but I would be super nervous as just like now, because you're attending to people you don't know who will be judging you and whatnot, can. Even when I was asked to deliver a speech in my school hall, perhaps I would be like, worried about what I'm going to say and whatnot. But what matters is that, first, I think would be the acceptance of you should accept whoever you are and whatever skills that you have. So with that, you won't be afraid that you are going to be judged and assessed all the time. And even if you make a mistake, then who won't? Everyone makes mistake, and everyone would start. Everyone finds. There are times when people don't even know what to say and whatnot. So it's a normal thing. Just embrace the fact that we are all flawed. Does that answer your question?
So this is same like we're going to the higher level at the university or the overseas, just like the experience.
So are you asking me to like share my personal experience before or what?
Something that, of course, it's definitely like the flow after our school life ended. We'll be going to the university, then overseas. Thus, this can be used as well over there. It's like we must always be confident and stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. I could clearly say that when I first went to the UK, I was 19. No, wait. I was 18. Gitulah. But then when I went there, surely I don't, I had no idea what slang would it be. I mean, my lecturers were all speaking like Malaysian English slang to me. We only had occasional meets with our British lecturers and university directors or whatnot, kan? Okay, but then when you go there, when you are exposed to language, when you get on the bus and whatnot, the bus driver would say, I don't remember what he said exactly, but the people there love to say the word love and cheers and whatnot. So the first few times I heard people calling me love, I would go like, oh, okay, but eventually you would adopt such language and you would end up talking in their speed and adopting some of the language features that they have to. So itulah I kata tadi, it all depends on the exposure that you have. If you watch, I believe you yourself can like relate to this, because you yourself said that you were exposed to a lot of English language since you were young, kan? Okay, so you can see clearly how big of a difference, how big of a gap it is that you have the language that you have with your friends who lack the exposure, kan? Because it's human nature that we absorb things around us. We are like sponge, kan? We absorb and we adopt and we adapt with the things around us. So that would be what helps you to mold the language that you have to. Okay.
Okay, that's answered my question.
Okay, good. Spot rim, okay. Ni spelling error ni, I nak underline ni. I love English, but at the same time, sometimes I don't really find it difficult that much.
Teacher?
Yeah.
Can I share something?
Yeah.
Okay, so before this, right, I couldn't like speak English very well. It's not like because I can't speak, it's just I don't have the confidence to do it. So what I've been doing is like I play this one game, it's called Valorant. So like in order to win the game, you have to like speak with your teammates and stuff. Otherwise you wouldn't win because they need info, right? So yeah, that's one way of me doing the things to like improve my English, my speaking particularly. So
Sure,
yeah,
you have good English, I can tell.
Thank you.
Thanks to the games.
Pronunciation is
You
on
should like
spot.
be influencing your friends. Okay, anyone else would like to share tips about confidence?
Teacher, I think
yeah.
I have one. I think it just to improve your speaking, I think you just need to practice more. You need to practice talking English with everyone, with your parents, siblings, friends. Maybe you can even talk in English with yourself. I think that's it.
That helps, right?
So read a lot of books and also online article like current issues and watching midnight news, like the midnight news always in English, right? So yeah, by watching that, I think I can like collect more vocab.
Teacher, this question is not just for you, it's for everyone else. I want to ask, how does everyone overcome their feeling of inferiority, even though it happens subconsciously in everyday life when you talk in English?
The inferiority when speaking English, even though it's subconscious, okay? Would anyone like to respond to that? How do you deal with your fear, with your worry of speaking English with a public, with an audience?
Hi, Teacher Shafika.
Hi, Miss Bahira.
Hi, I just want to answer the question just now. Okay, so this is my own experience lah. Back in school, in secondary school lah, I was a very, 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 very quiet student. Please believe me when I tell you I was very, very quiet. So when I get into university, of course lah, I got TESOL, and it was a blessing in disguise because English was always and will always be my first love. So just now, how to overcome inferiority when you are speaking in English. Okay, so for me, when I get into university, every single time there is an assignment or presentation, I would be the first person that the lecturer would call. So like every day, sentiasa ada presentation and all. So I guess like practice makes perfect. It's true that the proverb, that is really true. So if you practice like every day and you don't care about what other people think of you, kan, eventually you will become confident in English. So the first step to be good in English is to ignore what people say. Katalah orang biasanya kalau Kelantan ni, they would say like, oh bau budu, macam itulah selalunya, kan. So you need to ignore what people say and you need to believe in yourself. And kalau you're like really, really nervous before presenting, you practice lah in front of the mirror. You tengok you punya mulut tu, your lips kan. You practice first. Eventually you will become very, very good and you will become confident in English when you learn to ignore what other people say. That's all. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Miss Bahira.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, anyone else?
May I ask?
Yeah.
How to lancar percakapan speaking when speaking, huh? How to lancarkan the like speaking so fast, no?
Okay.
Can I say something?
Yes, please, madam.
I don't want to turn on my camera because I'm wearing telecom. One is on how to be fluent. Okay. Somebody suggested watching the news, but the thing is, I think most of you don't really watch the news. Okay. One very simple tip is what I did when I was a student. I always did this. You read an English text. Okay, let's say a comprehension passage that you have gone through with your teacher in the class. You read it aloud. Okay, aloud so that you can hear what you are reading, not aloud to the whole house. Baca kuat-kuat to yourself is called out reading. Every day, if you can't read a long comprehension passage, then just read a short one, but make sure you read something in English every day. Okay. The thing is, that is for to train your tongue. Tu tadi kata bau budu. Okay. To train your budu tongue. Okay, so that when you read and read and read every day, you will have frames in your mind. So I in 1 month, I give you 1 month, you do this, you do what I say, and you will see changes in your English proficiency and also your confidence in English. Meaning, as you read, you will have all the words, the phrases, and the sentences stuck in your head. There will come a time, lama duk buat macam tu, okay, let's say 1 year. You will see improvement in your writing. Yeah? So as you write, kan, tahu je nak tulis apa. Because you already have all those frames, you know, as you read tu dia dah fit in dalam your brain, if you understand what I mean. Okay. So nak, tak payah, if you don't understand all those frame and all those schemata in your brain, okay, you just have to understand, baca something English dengan kuat, loud reading. Okay. If you don't know how to pronounce the words, tengok dictionary, ask your teachers or ask your friends. Okay. What I did when I was a student, for those words that I didn't know how to pronounce, teacher, I'm a teacher, I would write on top of the word. Okay, for example, cleanliness. All right. Clean is clean. So, kalau nak tulis dalam perkataan yang kita faham, that will be KLIN atas tu. But make sure you erase it lah. Okay. So cleanliness, teacher akan buat KLE yang ada cotek atas tu, because E tu bunyi E. So clean. So KLEN, clean dash liness, LINES. So I will say the word or pronounce the word a few times until I remember. I remember, you erase lah. Janganlah tak erase pula. You end up writing cleanliness, KLENLINES pula dalam essay. Okay. That is tip number 1. Okay. Because I've seen students, one of my students, I think she's now a lecturer, an English lecturer. She got a C, I think, for masa tu kita ada PMR. But she, I think I could see her, yeah. I could see her passion in English. Okay, so when she went to Form 4, she worked hard. Whenever teacher bagi new words or new phrases, she would write in her notebook. And she got an A for her SPM. I was amazed. Right. So that is number 1. Number 2, confidence. Gini. You are responsible for your own life. Okay, you are responsible for your own life. You pandai kecak putih, then you gain. Okay. Don't bother about your friends. Ikut dia lah, nak kata pecah payah budu dapur pun. This is my life. Mu tak reti lah tu muka yang gitu kat aku tu. Okay. Yeah. So the thing is, okay, like I always tell my students, hey, you do this. You read something English every day. You are not doing this for me. You are doing this for yourself. It's you who are going to apply for a scholarship. It's you who are going to further your studies. It's you who are going to go for job interviews later on. Kan? Kalau tahu English, memang ada advantage. That's it. So you have to work on it lah. Tak tahu grammar, mesti work on the grammar. Itulah. Bila you baca and baca every day, you insyaAllah akan mari tu grammar, tahu grammar tu. Things you kena baca lah. Not kecek, you jadi kecek sore because there are not many of your friends who would want to support you to speak in English. The thing is kena kecek. Okay, itulah for confidence level tu. So you kena, you are responsible for yourself. Teacher ni, your teachers, we already have a job. We are not going to further our studies. We are not going to get anywhere. It's you. So when it's you, you are responsible for your life. You have to do something. Okay, so my tip, my advice is studylah. Read something English. Tak dare panjang, pendek. Alright? Bila cikgu, when your teacher read the comprehension passage, listen to the pronunciation. If you don't know how to pronounce, look up the dictionary. That's what I did. Teacher royak ni because that's what I did when I was in school. Because my passion is the English language. Okay.
Teacher, how do you get confident in public when you were younger?
Itulah bila you use the language. Bila you selalu baca, you hentam je. I remember one friend when I was in Form 4, she went to Kukusha College. when I met her, masa tu pesta Piala Perdana Menteri, she carried the Oxford Dictionary yang kecil tu with her around. I tanya dia, why do you carry the dictionary with you? I read the dictionary. She read the dictionary, can you imagine? Memang kena, so broken ke tak sebenarnya, broken ke tak broken, cakap je. Bila kita pergi Kelantan ni, you can't really see. Bila kita pergi out of Kelantan lah, KL lah, kita pergi restoran nak makan kan, ada the waiter tu Indian, dia hentam je kecap putih. Doesn't matter, because you have to start somewhere. So you have to try. Forever malu, tak boleh malu lah. We go back to, you are responsible for yourself. You have to do something for yourself. You want to be good at English, so I have to speak. I have to do something.
Makes perfect.
Yes, exactly. Okay, so all the best. Don't worry. English ni just pengajar Quran aja. Just now teacher Shafika mentioned about she compared English to reading the Quran in terms of tajwid. I compared to the Quran in terms of you don't baca Quran for beberapa lama. Bila you baca, you jadi starter sama. Okay, so now English. If you don't have anyone to talk to, baca saat ni. Baca the something English, one short essays. If you have time, baca. That's why I tell my students, bila teacher go through reading comprehension tu, baca ni 3 times. I will read first lah. Okay. Listen to how I pronounce. Okay. Lepas ni you baca 3 times. The baca 3 times is actually to practice your tongue, so that the words, the phrases, and the sentences will be stuck in your head. Tu. Itu. I think that's all. Good luck to all of you. Okay. All the best. Thank you.
Thank you, Kak Rani.
Teacher.
Thank you, Kak Rani.
Thank you,
Love you.
teacher.
Thank you.
And I agree.
Thank you, teacher.
I agree.
Welcome, darlings.
Well, didn't
my
expect to gain this much
Thank you,
knowledge.
madam.
Thank you, madam, for the tips and stuff.
She's one of the best teachers I have ever met. So you are
Thank you
lucky
for
that
your
you
help.
get to listen to some, sharings.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, we will then go to the next one, which is this one. Okay, so I have also listed some issues that students in Malaysia are facing. The first one is commitment. You are clueless of what to do. You are not clear of the things that you can do that can actually contribute to your English improvement. Some of you would say, teacher, baca ni tak jadi. Teacher, this don't help me and whatnot. But as I told you before, it's a progress. You have to do it daily, macam Madam Nani said just now. You just have to read a text, a paragraph per day. If you don't have access to novels, you don't buy English novels, for instance, kan ada buku teks. You have the full blast textbook, you have the download textbook, which is actually written according to CEFR, the curriculum of, the European punya framework dah. So the language is super good. That is the easiest reading materials that you have. Kan? Okay. If you go on Instagram, there are some people who shares some status in English, so that is also an exposure. Okay, so it's a matter of whether you are going to be responsible of your own progress, or if you want to just let things go as it is. Tak apalah, I taruh ni je, tak apalah, bukannya nak sama test. So such attitude tu yang nanti will be affecting your overall performance in English too. So you have to get rid of this negative, this lazy attitude of saying, tak apalah, nanti nak sama engineer, I don't need English. Tell me what language are you going to speak in when you are doing your viva and whatnot? How are you going to impress your colleagues and whatnot if your English is below average, kan? Okay, so it's either you want to do something about it or you just don't. So it's a matter of commitment. Okay, so secondly, it's lack of exposure. So by exposing yourself to as much language as you can, that helps a lot. If you don't have anyone to talk to you in English, then send a voice note to your teacher. I'm sure that she would be glad to listen to to your ranting about your daily problems or whatnot. If you don't know what to talk about, I strongly suggest my students to simply, you know, do some recordings about animals, about flowers, about the things they do daily, talk about the food that they have that day. So that helps you. You don't have to find a really heavy topic to talk about. So if you don't have anyone to talk to, it's okay lah. You can talk to yourself, you can talk to your teacher, you can talk to that one single friend that you have who accepts you talking in English in Voodoo sauce or whatever. Okay, but you know, don't simply let the others determine what you are going to be. And most importantly, this also affects your future. Okay, so the third one, interference of L1, the slang and the vocab. For this one, as Madam Nani has mentioned lah, kan? Okay, so the more you do the practice, then the better you will be. The more lembut your tongue will be. It's nonsense when people say, oh, lidah dia ni pendek, oh, lidah ni panjang lah. There's no such thing. You are made the way you are. You can't do like undergo a surgery to make your tongue longer or whatnot, kan? But it's actually something that is very easy to do. Read aloud, and that helps a lot. Even for me, kan, I am already a teacher. I have everything that I want now. I still read aloud books to my daughters. To my daughter. I read book to my husband just because I need the practice, you know, because we teachers, we also read aloud in classroom. So surely that I want to make sure that my skills are up to date. It's always like practiced and it's not going to go blunt because of lack of practice, especially now that we are all learning and teaching from home, kan? So we don't get to like practice as much language as we used to before. Okay, so this is actually an advantage that you can actually take. Send a voice note jah. You don't have to like record your face because you are shy apparently, kan? Okay, so choose one friend who you are. I am sure that you have a best friend, at least one, or if you are lucky, then you have a gang who are very close to you, who supports you in whatever you do. So take that advantage to improve yourself together. Okay, I hope that tonight's session is able to like open your eyes, and hopefully if your friends are also listening, then at least you have that one person who is going to practice with you. Okay, and lastly is unmotivated and shy. Shy issue, the confidence issue, many of you are worried about that. But this number 4, this is put as number 4 because this is the effect of all these 3. If you have number 1, number 2, and number 3, then you won't have number 4 problem. If you have the commitment, you want to learn, you want to be better. Then number 2, you do as much practice as you can. You listen to people speaking English, you listen to songs in English, you watch English movies, Harry Potter's and whatnot, because you want to adopt the slang. Number 3 is you do as much practice as you can. Then if you know that you have what it takes, if you know that you are equipped with all the skills, then you will no longer have the issues of being shy in front of your friends, kan? Okay, so that will be it lah. You would feel unmotivated, you would feel very inferior to talk to public if you know that you are lacking in so many ways, kan? Okay, but if you have prepared enough, then you don't have to worry about a thing lah. I see someone is raising hand. Adha, would you like to say anything? No? Okay, so the hand is gone. All right.
Probably misclick, I guess.
Okay, perhaps. I think someone was interested lah. Okay. So helpful tips. Okay, just now some of you have shared your tips. Yani, would you like to say anything?
Yes. Can we still learn English by writing stories as such?
By writing. Do you think whether you are curious whether it helps you to improve your English or not?
Yes, more like making stories.
That helps you in terms of making sure that the ideas won't be a problem. I must say, if you have a lot of practice, then you won't have any issues with idea development when you are sitting in examination. So that helps in terms of coming up with an essay plan, and also when writing, you won't have to spend like so many minutes just to be able to come up with a story. Secondly, when you write, that is an act of producing the language that you have acquired. Okay, so when you have produced, that is also a stage of learning, because you are producing whatever language you have heard and whatever you have read somewhere, because you are putting it in practice. And especially if you submit the essay to your teacher, then your teacher would highlight what can be improved and what not, the grammar and the spelling perhaps, then that is definitely a really effective way of improving your language. Madam Nani?
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Ani.
Nak add sikit je.
Okay.
I just want to let you know one secret of mine. At this age, teacher nak pecing dah. I think maybe lah 5 more years. But I still, okay, whenever I would watch British films actually. Jangan tengok cerita British. Okay, like Harry Potter, Maleficent. Macam berlakon depan TV tu. Let's say Maleficent kata, well. Okay. What a glittering assemblage, King Stephen. Listen well, all of you. Kita pun ya baliklah dialog tu sore kita. That's how you practice.
Then the aurora goes.
You
Stop
repeat.
it.
Yes,
That's a really
exactly.
good expression.
So cara lah, if you're tu kau beri you ada buat apa, tak apa, it doesn't matter. Tu. I still do that. At this age, I still do that. Okay, thank you, Shafika.
Welcome.
Madam, can I ask you one question?
Please, Joko. Go ahead.
Sorry. You say repeat what you heard from TV or movies or anything. How can be certain that how you pronounce it to be right or wrong, or can it be follow up with what the character saying?
Come again. I couldn't get you.
I'm sorry. I was confused with my question. Okay, how can you be certain with the words you're saying that you copied from the TV or the movies you're watching can be correct or not?
When I'm watching the movie, let's say Maleficent, bila dia sebut tu, teacher sebut. Kan bila Maleficent kata, listen well, all of you. Teacher ni, listen well, all of you. Gitu. Sambil tengok cerita. That's why I don't like to be disturbed when I'm watching a movie. I hate it.
Madam,
I hate it when that's when my husband would call me to tell me something. Okay, Azri.
Madam, I'm asking because there's some certain characters saying in their accent, which can be considered to be quite difficult to pronounce or say at least. How can you be certain for that?
Tengok British tu. So I watch British movies. Buat tengok juga American. Whenever I watch British movies, mostly I would choose to Harry Potter, Maleficent, lagi-lagi lah cerita movie yang Netflix tu. Does that answer your question? I hope it does.
Yeah, it kind of does, because I do sometimes dive in Australian ones, and it's quite confusing.
Yeah, because we go for Queen's English, Azri. We go for Queen's English. But I can see that you can speak quite well. The thing is, you just need to boost that confidence. You can speak. Okay, keep it up.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, madam.
Thank you, Madam Shafika. You are doing a great job. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you, Kak Nani. I see that Nama Haikal is raising his hand. Would you like to say anything?
Can I share one more thing?
Yeah.
Okay, so aside from like playing games, right? So there's like this platform called Discord. If anyone knows, right? I'm pretty sure you guys are like well informed. So Discord is like a place where people talk. You can like join voice chat and like talk with random people. I mean like
You're
people from
having
like
to worry
other
about what
countries.
people will judge, right?
Yeah, you don't have to be worried because they can't see your face and like they can only hear your voice. So yeah, you just hop in and then you just listen and talk lah. Okay, so that's one thing lah. But the downside is like you sometimes encounter toxic people. That's I mean, online, right? It's scary. So, but the upside is like more compared to the downside. So yeah, I guess I'm okay with it.
Yeah. As long as you know how to filter that, then it's fine.
True. So that's one thing lah you can do to improve your English.
Good.
in terms of speaking.
I am very proud of how you find platforms to try speaking. Very good job.
May I ask what is that app name?
Well,
It's called Discord.
Oh, what's the game?
Pardon?
The game or the apps?
The chatting platform apps.
Oh, the chatting platform is called Discord. You can download it.
Oh, Discord. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, we can like make a server for this session, so yeah, we can like we are Malaysians, right? We don't have to like so we can cover each other lah. If you want to, I can make a server so we can talk. If you
Gonna
want.
be the moderator.
I mean, anyone can be the moderator. Kan?
Just by holding this session, you can actually find some supportive friends who are also wanting to improve themselves. So see, if you don't have one in your class, if you have toxic schoolmates, for instance, then you still have people from other schools and whatnot, right? So just find the platform and find the opportunity to improve yourself. Then you will do so much better as long as you find the way lah, the motivation to. Good job. I'm very proud.
We can talk to. Be comfortable with.
Yep. Find some people who won't be judging you. What matters more is that you find some people who also wish to improve themselves. I don't want people to go to be thinking, I don't want to talk to this person because he speaks very bad English, then I won't gain anything from it. Do you know that even when you listen to somebody speaking mispronounced things, you get something because you learn that that is not the correct way of pronouncing it. And when you help to improve him pronouncing, then that's also a lesson and a practice to you. So don't choose your study friends. Okay, would anyone else like to see Yani still raising her hand?
No, sorry.
It's okay, no worries.
So okay, can I just have another question keep in mind?
Okay.
Some say there's, although we are trying our best to improve our English, how can we work some people that are toxic toward us or anyone else?
Okay, so that does not only apply to like your English improving effort. I believe that also affects your personal life overall. What I would be doing is that I would simply ignore them because I know that they won't be affecting me in any way. I used to be super inferior of my friends whenever they like belittle me or like downgrading me or making me feel super inferior about myself. That is why you should find the motivation and the confidence that you are better than people who are being toxic. If you stop ignoring what these meaningless people do to your life, but then you won't have any problem with dealing with them. I would simply turn my eyes off, turn my ears off, and turn around completely and like ignore them. because trust me also, when you get your SPM results, that would always be something that my parents always told me lah. My parents would be saying, ignore the toxic people, because eventually when it's the SPM results day, that is what matters most. So if you get good results, then people will look up to you. Then why should you bother, trying to like putting everything on the line just because you want to cater to these meaningless words and whatnot. Does it help?
In some way, yes. Because I think although we improve English, there's sometimes the words we can't understand and people use it as a sarcasm toward us. But in what you said can be applied to avoid stuff like that, I think.
Well, maybe you may find this a bit like unprofessional, but I must say people will be jealous of what they don't have.
I agree.
Somebody might be driving with a Ferrari, but we may say, some people would say, oh, that's an ugly car. I wouldn't buy it even if I have the money. But tell me what, if you have the money, you would go for it too. So we would be, be quite evil to things that we don't have just because we don't have it. So let be. You are going to grow mature soon, I believe, if you have not lah. You are just in your secondary schools, ni dah macam counselor pula kan. But eventually, you are going to see much wider circle of friends. So you will be able to like experience life outside of your school environment. You will be able to see friends with different backgrounds, and then you would be thinking, what have I done with my life all this while? So don't be influenced by the toxic people. Don't let them define who you are, and just go for your studies and prove everyone they are wrong. Okay, we are almost at 10.
Getting off track too much. Sorry, Chair.
It's okay because I'm also the penyelaras tingkatan 5 at my school. So, catering to my students' problems has been a part and parcel of my life. So hence why. Would you like to say something before I summarize the lesson?
I think for the toxic people, my point is what you want to make your experience. If you want to make your experience better, then just ignore it. And then, just focus on yourself.
True.
Whether it's online or offline. I think it's matter about what we want to feel about it rather than thinking too much, and yeah, something like that. Thank you.
Good. That's very mature thinking. So especially about English, and I believe that when you start speaking fluently in your class, and perhaps when you are, gifted with some slang, people will be like looking at you differently because they think that you are like showing off. But then let be lah. I mean, are you hurting them? No, right? And whatever that you have, the advantages that you have, that is beneficial for you, for your future. So let be. Whatever people want to say, I would simply ignore, and because they won't contribute to anything in my life. Okay, so I will be there will be another session for English next week. I am yet to determine what session would it be. But anyhow, I would like to have some feedback about today's lesson. So let's go back to your Woo clap. And I think we no longer have any questions because I think we have addressed quite a few, or is there any more questions? Danny?
Yes. Kelas untuk 3 kata berapa Google Meet ni?
Only this one?
Yeah. Yes.
For this one it's for Form 4 and Form 5.
Okay, thank you.
What form are you?
For Form 4. Takut salah lah. Sebab orang baru download Telegram hari ni.
Okay. No worries. The MGCK is holding nightly classes daily. So every day we have different classes. We are catering to three different levels of students. We have the upper form, Form 4 and Form 5, like the one that we have now. And then we also have lower secondary for Form 1, Form 2, and Form 3. That's a PT3. And then the third one would be for primary school. Okay.
Okay.
So so far we don't have the daily schedule, but every single morning you would be informed of what class will be held that night. Okay, good.
Thank you.
Okay, welcome. Tips for writing will be addressed in the third week. So 2 weeks from now, there will be a session clearly, specifically to address writing essays and essay marking lah. Inshallah, I will talk to the teacher in charge. It's actually Miss Bahira who spoke just now. Okay, is it hard living in the UK for Muslim students? When I went there, it wasn't that hard because we went as a small group. So every batch, the batch that went with me, my batch, we had about, wait, how many students? We had about 50 students. So all 50 of us went at once. We spent the 3 years doing our degree there together and we came back. So we had a small Malaysian community. We had like our seniors, there were 50 of them as well. And then my juniors came, another 50 of them. So about 100 students. So not so hard lah. So Muslim foods were easy to find. But it's super nice. Please go and further your studies overseas. The other classes will be also held this way, but I may consider holding other classes later. Okay.
One more question, open to everyone. Which one do you consider to be more proficient? Efficient. Do it yourself or getting assistance from somewhere else in improving your English?
Meaning whether to improve it on your own, working by yourself only, or
yes,
you find like a support group or a group of friends to study together.
Yes, it's open to all. I want to know your guys' opinion.
Precious lah. Okay, good. Find the confidence in you. Okay, not many people have the confidence, so be one of the few. Have you experienced a racist people? Yes, I have. There was once when I went on a bus to the city center. I was wearing a flip-flop. Okay, the flip-flop is the selipar Jepun that we wear in Malaysia, but we don't call it as selipar Jepun lah. The flip-flop too, and it's a fancy one lah, bukanlah macam yang the one that we use, to go to the toilet kan. But there was this one young boy who boarded the bus with 2 of his friends. He passed by me. I was like sitting by the aisle too, kan, on the inner side of the seat too. And then he passed by and he said, smelly, I smell smelly feet. So I was very embarrassed, but then it was summer, for God's sake. So it's normal to have flip-flop around. It's just because he was being naughty lah. He was immature. So I just let it be lah. I tak lagi marah bapa mu ni gitu dok lah. So I just let it be lah. To study in the UK, do you have to take A-level? Depending on what course you are going to take, I think if you have A-level, then that opens more chances and opportunities of courses. You cannot understand. For this one, I cannot understand my class because my teacher is always speaking English. Then try to improve so that you can talk to your teacher in English. Then your friends will look up to you. Studying in the UK is super fun. You get to travel a lot. Traveling around Europe is super cheap. I got to go to Germany, Spain, and Italy during a summer, during a puasa, in fact. It was super cheap because they had a flight service which was really cheap, just like AirAsia, but it's a decent one lah. Super cheap, so you can travel anywhere by yourself. you can travel happily lah, because you have the 3 months summer break too. Best lah. Do study really well. Go for the chances, go for the opportunities, and you know what? One thing that my mom always say is, she always said, because it was in my secondary years kan. She said, if you have good results, the scholarships, the universities, the courses will come looking for you. You don't have to like try hard and apply pun, because everyone would be begging you to take their office. Okay. So I think that explains itself dah. If you are interested to study in English, is it possible for you to go? Yep, you can absolutely pursue your studies. We have, during my batch, we had trainee teachers sent to Australia, New Zealand, and also UK. How to deal with pressure, laziness, motivation. Find your motivation as to why you need to get a good results in SPM. Do remember that because your SPM is extended until February, then that is actually giving you extra time and extra opportunity to make revision. So you have been given like the injury time dah kalau main bola kan. So if you waste the time that has been given to you, you lah rugi. You cannot simply like wind back time kan. Okay, so kalau you lepaskan terlepas lah. Tak boleh buat apa dah. Okay. Now SPM results, I got 8 A's and 2 B's. 2 B's for sejarah because I don't like sejarah. And for biology, I got a B+. Okay, so I think I have, okay, Islamophobia. I experienced that in the last few months of my studying years in UK, but not so bad lah, because in the area where I studied, Plymouth, it was, the people there were very like loving and very, very nice to one another. Okay, so I need another. Okay, this one. Can you just share with me something new you have learned or gained today? It can be a word, it can be a knowledge, it can be a technique, just a few, then we would sum the lesson. Okay, I will be sharing with you the slides through Telegram. Okay, I will. You can start talking to Makcik Goreng Pisang to gain confidence. Yeah, just talk to everyone in English. You don't have to be like shy and embarrassed. You know, when I first came back from the UK, I spent 3 years of my doing my degree there kan. So I got accustomed to the culture there, where people would say hi and cheers as in thank you to everyone, and we would smile to everyone, you know, like greeting them, even though we are meeting like strangers on the street, be it old people, be it young people, you would simply like smile and hi. So when I came back, what happened was I started to like, even though when I went to like Pasar Malam, whenever I saw any makcik, pakcik, abang, adik, I would go, Assalamualaikum, being so friendly. And then I would say, cheers. And then people would say, kenapa lah this girl is like so friendly. They were looking at me very weirdly lah. But let be lah. You, as long as you're happy, kan? Okay, good. I've got 39 responses. Inferior sama dengan insecure. correct? Okay, I really hope that tonight you have learned something. I mean, I know that tonight's session is not so formal, in which I didn't like highlight certain skills and whatnot, but I really hope that I got to change even the littlest part of your heart, that English is something that is doable. It's not something that is foreign and should be avoided. It's not when people ask you next time, what subject do you think you can get A? I hope that English would be listed as a part of now your objectives, your obsessions, hopefully. Okay. So be more confident, how to speak fluently, do a lot of reading, okay? I will inform you if we have other classes later. Okay, so lastly, before we sum up, could you please answer this one very quickly? I won't look at the response until we finish this one. So it's okay. Dia jadi auto pula. I tak terasa lah. Do accordingly, judge me accordingly. This time I want you to be assessing me. Okay, so with that, I hope that I have managed to open your eyes. And thank you so much for having me. I am very, very sorry should I have made any of you uncomfortable with whatever examples that I have given, or perhaps if you feel like tonight's session was not very informative, then my apology for that. Okay, with that, thank you so much. I am going to return the event to Madam Akimi.
Teacher?
Yeah.
May I ask you some question?
Yeah.
Okay. So teenagers nowadays are having like motivation issues. So what is the tip of increasing motivation? Because we are SPM candidates. I'm asking this because one of my friends keep asking me how to keep up his motivation. So I just like saying that watch some motivation videos on TikTok, because the platform contains a lot of motivate videos, but by watching the videos doesn't really help him. So I'm asking for tips or any other ways to increase the motivation.
Okay. Personally, I would go for family. I mean, I wanted to do so good with my studies, because I wanted to like impress my parents so bad, because I know that the tears that my mother would shed on the day or where I get my SPM results too would be the happiest tears I would ever see in my life lah. So I would say you should find something that is quite personal to you. It could be your family, it could be your parents, especially. It could also be your personal ambition to achieve certain things in life. I believe that some of you have already had a certain target, what to achieve, what to work as, where to work. For instance, I want to be an engineer, a chemical engineer in UEM or something. So that will help you to keep you boosted, to keep you on the right track. So whenever you feel quite like low, think back, and what is most important is that don't kill your motivation to study, meaning don't overwork yourself, don't overexert everything by like not taking breaks when you need to. So that would do it lah for me. Something personal is always the best motivation lah.
Okay, thank you, teacher.
Welcome. Okay.
This question for all. In what way how do you people consider your learning speed to be good or not?
In what way? The speaking,
or rather in general, like understanding the English itself, the vocabulary and stuff. How do people consider yourself to be good or not?
How would you consider that? I'm with the given clear scale of the CFR, you can easily check whether you are on the right track. That link will be shared later lah. I don't have it with me now, but I will be forwarding them in the Telegram along with the slides. So I would always ask my students to continuously check their level, check their, you know, the current progress and the current stand where exactly they are, so that they can pinpoint exactly whichever way they are heading, whether they should improve or they are doing fine and it's okay, or there are so much more to improve on. That would always be the best lah, the best assessment. Another way is of course to ask your teachers lah.
Let me correct my question. Even I'm confused with the question myself. I meant like, how can you consider yourself to be good enough in English? Even though there's time people saying you're not good enough, you're saying something wrong, or you mispronounce stuff, something like that. How do you know?
Again, you are going to let yourself be, you know, dictated by other people's perception.
I mean, it's not like a toxic people, it's like in general, because sometimes, although it can be
you
considered
are good, but then people like undermine you, so you like doubt your self skills.
Undermining.
People don't just come from goodwill or without any ill intentions at all.
Can I say something?
Yeah, absolutely.
Who's speaking just now?
Zri.
Azri, okay.
Yeah.
Azri, can you tell me, boleh tak you bagi tahu teacher, what is considered good English for you?
For me, in a way, I can interact with people outside of my own comfort zone without mixing a bit, something like that, or at least reading some material and get them understanding how it is. Something in that area.
All right, so you're saying, okay, it's
Zri, are you there?
I think
I'm
some
still there,
people put too much focus.
Because I'm sorry, I have been a problem. Okay. Sometimes I'm asking this question because there are times like, although we think we are good enough, but we think we can improve more and more and more. But how we can be sure we can achieve the higher level, even though we can be certain how our current stuff right now?
Are you asking about how would you know that you have gotten enough? I mean, you have achieved the C2 level, being the highest proficiency level?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Kak Ira, are you going to respond?
I got cut off just now. Can you summarize what Azri said just now?
Suddenly everything is quiet?
He was asking how would he know that he has achieved the highest level of proficiency, given it's the C2 lah in according to CEFR scale.
Just now what did he answer about what is considered good English?
I didn't get that one. The line was breaking. Azri?
Sorry,
oh goodness, that questions.
How would you define as good English?
I consider myself how my English right now is something I can easily interact with people without missing a bit or feeling embarrassed at all, and reading any English material without feeling a little like, wait, what was that? Something I don't understand.
Okay.
Right. So I guess like sometimes
Azri is a student of it's a student from my school. And he is
Melor.
quite positive when it comes to English. He loves English so much, but I'm not teaching him.
Okay.
All right. So, Azri, I think
And he has so
sometimes
many questions.
sometimes Malaysians, especially Malays kan, they tend to associate good English with good accent. So maknanya kalau you cakap English bunyi macam orang putih tu, that's when people consider that you have good English. But then, Azri, when I was taking TESOL ni, when I was studying in uni, there's such a thing called Englishes, universal Englishes. That means like in certain country, that's the way that people speak English. In Malaysia, this is the way that we speak English. So how can I put it in terms that you can understand? Sort of like Singlish dengan Manglish kan? Do you know what that is? Gitulah. So sometimes you cannot focus too much on pronunciation. Kalau you focus too much on pronunciation, then you will never speak English. So you have to sometimes of course lah we will make grammar mistake because we are humans kan, we are not perfect. So I guess you could put that behind you and try speaking as much as possible with as many people as possible in order to be good in English. So when it comes, and you also mentioned about reading, so macam reading ni, I guess it is normal for you to find words that you don't understand while reading. That's the purpose of reading lah, because we are reading so that we can find new vocab. So sometimes even me, myself, although I'm already a teacher, when I read books, there are some complicated phrases ataupun words that I don't really understand. So that's why nowadays it is very easy kan. Sometimes when you eat e-books, bila you baca electronic books, dia punya maksud tu is already there. You can just highlight the words, dah keluar maksud. Kalau you baca physical book kan, you can just have your dictionary dalam you punya handphone. Senang je. Before this, during my time, we have to carry this big dictionary tu. Yang kalau kena lenyek kereta pun tak penyek tu. So we have to like refer to that. So Azri, it takes many years to be good in English. And also your English is good, I think. So you don't feel discouraged. Jangan rasa discouraged with your English. Okay, Azri. All the best.
All right, madam. Thank you very much.
Azri,
welcome.
Amazing.
Thank you. Who was that? Sorry. Thank you for the people saying that.
It's a never-ending process, really, when you learn language. Even for teachers like us, there are always new things to learn whenever, because language is evolving. So don't be disheartened when there are things that you don't know. There are things that stop you when you are reading. So don't let that kill your passion for English. As long as you continue progressing, as you continue to make development, then nothing should make you feel inferior of yourself. Okay? I will return the floor again to Madam Akimi.
Okay, thank you, Ika. Thank you, teachers, Miss Bahira, and all the teachers, Kak Nani, and all, and especially to our students for tonight. You are doing great, guys. It is so spontaneous, and everyone is trying to participating in such a very santai way, and this is good for the beginning of our English. Another 3 of the English sessions, right? Okay, so there are a lot of tips being mentioned there. One that I think that you are not supposed to be afraid of speaking. You try to convey everything as long as the message is conveyed, just like as Teacher Ika has said just now. And of course, Teacher Nani has said that it's your responsible. If you want to have a good English, then that is your responsible for your own for the language. Okay, keep training. Tak kira lah payang budu pecah keng ber, keep training. All right. So that's all. That's I think the end of our session. Once again, thank you so much to the MGC for tonight's session, and of course, Ika, you are so great. Here, your slide is superb, and everything is good. The handling of the student is good also. And I have a message here that to encourage to support our MDC's group here. So let us the session will have started on 18 June and till 17 July. Every day 8:30 to 10 p.m. It involves student of SPM, pra SPM, menengah rendah and sekolah rendah also. It should be the two-way communication. That's what we did just now, as what we have done just now, melalui medium Google Meet, and involve guru Cemerlang, JUs, and guru Sumber. Also, it involved guru subject. The objective is to help students from secondary and primary school to the maximum level to gain their confidence during this pandemic, membantu guru dalam pelajaran secara maya maupun bersemuka, and to reduce the deficit of learning for every student in every stages. Okay, and then to make it realize that there is a collaboration between JPN, MGB, MPSM, and MGCK. So this is good, everyone, and we should take this as our learning medium. Okay, so I think that's all for today. Thank you so much, Malika. Jazakallah khairan kathira. And to all of you guys, Azri, Amar, and to all those students who have given their tips and sharing during this sharing session, you are the best for tonight.
Thank you, teacher. You too.
Okay, Azri is from my school, by the way.
It's good.
Ika, skip here.
Azri
Kena
perform.
claim, teacher.
Claim,
Yes,
teacher, claim.
skip here.
Hi.
It's been an honor, teacher. Thank you.
Friend
Thank
of
you so
mine.
much, everyone.
everyone.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, teacher.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Jangan lupa.
Teacher.